Hey everybody, Scott Spreitzer here from DocSports.com. Saturday, May 19th. It is our Preakness Preview 2018. We got a couple of free picks coming up for the Preakness in just a moment. Also, a couple of free picks over at DocSports.com. Our premium picks, they're exclusive at DocSports.com. If you have yet to become a member at DocSports.com, click on the link below. Set yourself up for a free $60 account. Want to also mention we've got a big baseball play earmarked for Saturday. Now we're doing these, as you can see, in daytime. You can see by the light behind me outside of my home office. And that's not normal for us because we're usually up trying to beat that closing line overnight each and every day with these videos. So right now, all we can say is we do have this big play earmarked for Saturday's Major League Baseball big side. We just have to watch what happens on Friday night and hope that our bullpen doesn't get used up or get used out of the norm. If not, we will have that big play going. 4-1 with our last 5 over the last 4 weeks since jumping on board with DocSports.com with our 7-unit baseball plays up over $2,300. So be sure to check back Saturday morning at DocSports.com and see if that big baseball play came to fruition. As far as our Preakness preview, as reported, as you all know by now, 15 of the last 20 Preakness stakes have been won by one of the top 2 betting favorites. 9 of the last 16 Triple Crown races have been won by the chalk. We expect it to continue for the most part at Pimlico. Let's look at a couple of horses. First of all, Justified Draws, the number 7 post position, was the 1-2 morning line favorite, saw 4-11 earlier Friday. Bob Baffert looking to make it 5 for 5. His first 4 Derby winners have gone on to win the Preakness. Next time out, the big question mark, how serious is the injured foot on the hind leg? We know that Baffert, over the last several days, has switched back to a full shoe on the injured foot. He says it's not a problem. And if reports about his final workout this week are true, then Justify is just fine and justifiably the big favorite. We did have a no, by the way, on our prop, our Kentucky Derby Preakness double winner. We did like Justify to win that race, but we thought he'd get banged up a little bit more than he did. Won pretty cleanly despite the mud track. And because of that, we're a little bit concerned now that Justify has a great shot, obviously, to win the Preakness, and that would mean we lose our Kentucky Derby Preakness double winner prop. I do like Justify, by the way, in one head-to-head match. That's all I see thus far. Only a couple of books with head-to-head matchups as we speak. Westgate Superbook has dropped, or I should say has Justify at a hefty price. There's another book out there. If you shop around, you can find Justify right around -260. We do know this, that just 3 times in the last 56 years has the Kentucky Derby runner-up gone on to win the Preakness. It did happen recently, as you know. But here's the thing, man. That horse that's running runner-up, trying to catch the leader or trying to stay in front, trying to battle its way up in the Derby, tends to get knocked around, tends to get a little bit worn out. And while we think that Good Magic has a great shot to finish second in place in this race, we're not so sure it can overcome a healthy Justify. Speaking of Good Magic, you know Chad Brown, its trainer, doesn't like to run his horses real quickly, you know, with short rest. I would expect the Preakness to be his last race in the Triple Crown, so he'll gear up to try to win this race. Obviously going to try anyway, but we'll definitely gear up to win the Preakness. I would doubt they run Good Magic in the Belmont, but again, I think -250, -260, not bad if Justify is healthy. Bob Baffert says he is. Let's talk about Quip, and the reason I want to talk about Quip is because he's been kind of a buzz horse the last couple of days in Vegas. Last I saw on Friday, 18-1 odds. A lot of folks in Vegas talking about Quip's chances on Saturday, mainly in exotics. Finish 3rd to finish 4th, trifectas, superfectas. He had that long layoff, then won Tampa, drew the inside post. And I think what happens here is Florent Geroux would prefer to start out fast anyway, which is what I think he'll do coming off the post in this particular race. And if he gets that clean trip, gets out in front, I think he can be in the mix at least for a show or maybe, again, in that 3rd or 4th spot for exotics. I think Quip will be in the mix when this race comes to an end. Dwayne Lucas is going to send Bravazzo to the Preakness. And the thing about this horse, boy, awfully tempting, awfully sneaky as I handicap this race. Bravazzo drew post position number 8, 25-1 last check on Friday. Had that major wide trip at the Derby, but then closed well and finished 6th. Dwayne Lucas, it's not uncommon. He's been here before in this situation. You remember a few years ago with Oxbow, he was a big odds horse going into the Derby. He wasn't expected to do much, finished well, and then stole, or won, I guess, the Preakness. next time out. Dwayne Lucas has been here before, and I really think that Bravazzo has a chance to, at the very least, finish in the money on Saturday. Bravazzo right now you can find at minus $1.35 over Diamond King. This price has dropped at the Westgate Superbook. It was as high as $1.55 first thing Friday morning. We like Bravazzo at minus $1.35. Folks who are betting on Diamond King, they know about Diamond King being the local favorite, so to speak, at Pimlico. But I think this is a huge step up from Laurel and Gulfstream. And I think Castellano is going to try to get Diamond King out early. And if that happens, I just don't think it's a good combination with everything else that I just said. So we'll be on Bravazzo, minus $1.35 for a unit. We'll put a unit out there personally on Justify. It's a big price. If you don't like laying those big prices, certainly don't do so. But Justify over Good Magic. And then we're going to do this. Justify and Good Magic up top. Then take advantage of the old 50-cent trifecta option. Use all the other horses tied in for the show. So you got Justify, Good Magic at the top. Everybody else on that 50-cent trifecta tied in after that for third. It's going to cost you about $6, and we think you got a real good shot to cash a trifecta if you do that. Again, our plays, the trifecta I just mentioned, also Bravazzo over Diamond King, and again, kind of pricey, but listen, if you think it should be higher, $2.60, you lay it, and I will. I'm going to take Justify over Good Magic. Don't forget about the premium plays in both the Preakness on Saturday, of course, in Major League Baseball, all available Saturday morning at DocSports.com. And again, if you've yet to become a member, click on the link below. Set yourself up for the free $60 account. We picked up almost 3 units in premium plays in the Kentucky Derby at Doc Sports. 2-1 with matchups there. 2-1 with matchups here for the Derby. Let's do it again in Saturday's Preakness. Again, put your Saturday in the win column. I'm Scott Spreitzer at DocSports.com. We'll be right back here Sunday morning, 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific. The free pick and a look at Sunday's card.